and you look at what's happening in this election. Yes. Are you going to vote for me? Get out of here.
Flawless victory.
Alright, welcome to the channel, America's Reality 360, where we bring you the reality of America. Today, we're talking about Nikki Haley, okay? If you've never heard of Nikki Haley, don't feel bad. Most people haven't. Some people have been hearing about her recently, okay? She's actually the sole candidate left contending for the Republican primary against Donald Trump. Alright, now that Ron DeSantis just dropped out yesterday and he's endorsing Trump, along with Vivek Ramaswamy. Okay, so it's going to be Nikki against Trump, and as we see, Trump has had a clear lead this entire time. You know, I don't really know what she hopes to do here, but this is the establishment's candidate. This is who the establishment Republicans want. They want it to be Nikki in hopes that they can get rid of Donald Trump somehow, some way, and then it'll be their person in there. I say their person because Nikki's basically... I'll just let you in on a little secret. There's a bunch of Democrats who put an R next to their name, and then they pretend to be Republicans, right? You got the Lindsey Grahams, you got the Liz Cheneys, et cetera, right? Eye Patch McCain, you know, people like that. Anyway, and they're going to ban my channel just for saying this kind of stuff. But this is who the establishment wants. They want it to be Nikki Haley, okay? Check this out. This is pretty funny. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm not the only one. People know, right? She's basically a Democrat. Look, Trump posted that. Oh yeah, I saw something about that. They were really mad at him. But anyway, okay, so being that Nikki is, you know, a left brain, we'll say, she's getting into left brain strategies now, all right? So she's coming out and pulling the race card, all right? Suddenly she wants everyone to know that her real name's Nimrata, okay? Trump calls her something different, Nimrata, Anyway, so yeah, all of a sudden she's you know, person of color. She experienced all this racism, and she wants you to feel really bad about it. So let me show you what she said here.
Saying that I had black friends is a source of pride. Saying that I had white friends is a source of pride. If you want to know what it was like growing up, I was disqualified from a beauty pageant because I wasn't white or black, because they didn't know where to put me. So look, I know the hardships, the pain that come with racism.
All right, so you heard that, right? And above me, you'll see this is a clip from a book she wrote where she talks about a certain incident. Now, I can speak from experience, okay? I'm Puerto Rican. I grew up in a small town, very small town. There was 90-something kids in my graduating class, all right? And I was like one of 5 Spanish people in my school. There was like 2 black kids, all right? And I was called every Spanish derogatory term you could think of. I'm not going to say them here. Give YouTube more of a reason to ban me. But I was called all the names. Believe me. I was looked at certain ways sometimes. The town I grew up in, there was a lot of people they called rednecks, right? It was in the Pine Barrens. We were called Pineys. I'm a Piney. Okay, but because I was different and I didn't look like everyone else looked, I was treated a little different. Now, it was nothing that I couldn't withstand. I don't think anybody that I hung out with was racist. They were my friends. The people calling me these names, we called each other names. That was a thing when you grew up in the 90s. You made fun of each other and laughed about it, and it was great. And maybe we need a little more of that nowadays. But never once did I cry victim. Never once did I tell some teacher or go, you know, to the local news and say I had a racism committed against me. Nowadays, I couldn't imagine what would happen to people for saying the things that were said to me growing up in school. But I just laughed about it and said something else about them or whatever they were and picked on them for that, you know, because that's what we did back then. But when I start hearing some politician tell stories like this that I haven't heard her tell before, and I have followed her career in the past, I start wondering, what's her real agenda? What's the narrative here? Seems like she's kind of pulling on heartstrings, maybe looking for a sympathy vote. I mean, check this out. Look what she says here next.
We were the only Indian family in our small southern town. I was teased every day for being brown. So anyone that wants to question it can go back and look at what I've said on how hard it was to grow up in the deep South as a brown girl.
So you hear that? She was picked on every single day just for being brown. That's it. And you heard the passion. I mean, she really wants to get it through to you that, like, she's been a victim of hate crimes and racism just because she's brown. Look at her. She's very brown enough to get picked on in racist America from all the white supremacists. You know, I mean, I totally get it because I was brown and I grew up in racist America too. And I grew up in a little farm town, literally surrounded with cows and farms and woods and rednecks and pineys. And I was also called names growing up, and I get it, but I didn't let it break me. And I don't use it as an excuse for anything in my life. And I don't use it to garner sympathy from people. And I kind of feel like that might be what's going on here. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think Nikki has a point? Do you think I'm being kind of harsh here? You know, if so, tell me. I'd like to engage with people down in the comment section. All right. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate you being here, spending your time with us. Tune in tomorrow for another great update on America's Reality 360. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right. Later. Woo!